A body falls from height h is equal to 200 meter. The ratio of the distance traveled in each 2 seconds during t is equal to 0 to t is equal to 6 seconds is. So if we try to visualize and understand the question here, the body is dropped from O in time t is equal to 2 seconds. It reaches A. Okay. In time, say, in time t is equal to 4 seconds, it travels even further. Now, in time t is equal to 6 seconds, say it reaches C. So, this much distance is covered in 6 seconds. Now, if you try to overlap these value here, right? So, if you just keep this value here, we can use one diagram to explain all. A, B. So, this is at t is equal to 2. This is at t is equal to 0. This is at t is equal to 4. And this corresponds to t is equal to 6. Okay. Now, what is S1? Or say, what is S? S is distance traveled in time t. Okay. So what is S at t is equal to 2? S at t is equal to 2 is equal to distance traveled in time what? In time t is equal to 2, right? In time t is equal to 2. Similarly, what is S4 is equal to? S4 is equal to St is equal to 4 is equal to distance traveled in time t is equal to 4 seconds, right? And what is St is equal to 6 implies? St is equal to 6 implies distance traveled in time t is equal to 6 seconds. All right. So now okay, let me give it a diagrammatic explanation also. So S at t is equal to 2 implies distance traveled in time 2 seconds, which means the body has traveled OA. St is equal to 4 implies the distance traveled in time t is equal to 4 seconds, which means it has traveled OP. Distance traveled is OP. Now S at t is equal to 6 implies the distance traveled in time t is equal to 6 seconds, which means the object was initially here. It has traveled this much long. It has traveled the distance OC during t is equal to 6 seconds. Now, let me take you to the mathematical part of this. Okay, so what is S1 is equal to? See, S1 from here is equal to, let us first write down the equation. So S is equal to ut plus half at square, we know, but since the body is in falling from rest, u is equal to 0, so S is equal to half into gt square is the equation that we are going to make use, right? So S is equal to half gt square is the equation. Now, what is S1? S1 is OA, right? And what is OA? OA is equal to half into G into T1 square. What is T1? Is equal to the first time interval, which is T is equal to 2. So this becomes half into G into 2 square, right? Now, what is S2? S2 is the second case where the body has traveled from O to B, right? Is the distance traveled is OB. Mathematically, from the figure we can say that OB is equal to OA plus AB. Distance traveled OB is equal to OA plus AB, which is equal to half into G into how long was the body in the air for? It was for 4 seconds. So this becomes T into 4 square, which is equal to half into G into 4 square. Now you should be able to complete the rest. So S3 is equal to OC is equal to half into G into how long was the body in the air for? 6 seconds. So this is 6 square, which is equal to half into G into 6 square. Okay. So, well, this basically reduces to G by 2 into G by 2 into G by 2 into G by 2 into 4, or this reduces to 2 square is 4, 4 by 2 is 2, so this is 2G. 4 square is 16, 16 by 2 is 8, so this is 8G. 6 square is 36, 36 by 2 is 18G, right? Now let's see. Let me now introduce distance traveled OA as H1 for ease of calculation, distance traveled OB as H2, and distance traveled distance traveled as H1, AB as H2, and BC as H3. Now, if see from the figure, if OA is equal to 2G, what does that implies? It implies that H1 is equal to 2G, right? Now, if OB is equal to 8G, what does that imply from the figure? What is OB? OB is H1 plus H2. So we have again OB is OA plus AB. I think we should write down that part also. Okay. So next is OB is equal to 8G. But what is OB? OB is OA plus AB. So if OA plus AB is equal to 8G, we can write that H1 plus H2 is equal to 8G. Now, using these two equations, what is H2 is equal to? H2 is equal to 8G minus H1. What is H1 is equal to 2G? So H2 is equal to 8G minus 2G, and therefore H2 is equal to 6G, right? Similarly, what is OC? OC is equal to 18G. Is equal to 18G. But what is OC? OC is OA plus OB plus BC, which is equal to 18G. From the figure, we have the corresponding value H1 plus H2 plus H3 is equal to 18G. But what is H1 plus H2 is equal to 8G. So we can replace H1 plus H2 here by 8G. So we have 8G plus H3 is equal to 18G. In which case, what is the value of H3? H3 will be equal to 18G minus 8G, which is 10G. So H1 is 2G, right? H1 is to H2 is to H3 here would be equal to 2G is to what is H2 is 6G is to what is H3 is 10G, which is equal to 1 is to 3 is to 5, which makes the required answer as option C.